Hey there, how you doing? Hope it's good. Cause if not, make it good and then come back and watch our show so you're in a good mood when you watch it.
Happy Thanksgiving, by the way.
Yeah, Thanksgiving happened a few days ago.
Yeah.
I'm still not hungry. I ate too much, so did he.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Wrestling Rundown.
Yes, it is.
Week 24, you said?
Yeah.
24 weeks. It's a lot of weeks.
4 editions, whatever you want to call it.
It's like we're like
we
halfway
went over
through.
this last
We're
week.
like half a year in
Yeah.
to the Wrestling Rundown.
Yeah, we are.
This is pretty crazy. I'm your host, Coco Beware. It's my sidekick, Owen Hart. We are high energy.
And I am not a nugget.
Yeah, that's true. You are a people McNugget.
That was a short joke.
Yeah, and you know what? A big thing happened this week. It's called Survivor Series.
Yes, it was.
And we're just gonna jump right in to the series of survival, which is Survivor Series,
Yes.
which was free.
Yes, it was.
On the network.
And if you didn't get the network for free for a month, and you're still not subscribed to the network,
You can get it for one more day.
yeah. But by the time you watch this, it'll be over.
Yeah.
I mean... But anyway,
So go back in time and get it for one more day.
Survivor Series was awesome. We started off with a pre-show. We had the new and improved Fandango make his return against, Kevin Hawk called it, Justin Gabriel. I do like the new attitude of Fandango, the salsa, the real sexy version of Fandango with Rosa Mendez.
You think Fandango's sexy?
He's a good-looking man. I can't be honest. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
Not a very long match between him and Justin Gabriel.
Not that I expected a
It was
long match.
pretty much just to get Fandango over.
I missed this match
Yes, he did.
because I was out getting everybody food,
Yes, he was. Fandango wins with a top rope leg drop.
as per usual.
Cool little new entrance music and
He does a slidey thing.
the slidey thing into Rosa. I feel like they're gonna give each other concussion one day, and I'm gonna laugh because I'll probably watch it. Then we had an impromptu match on the pre-show. We had Jack Swagger taking on Cesaro. Cesaro came out and was
Blah 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 blah
he
blah.
was putting over his oh, I'm so team authority, blah blah blah.
Yeah, because he talks about how the Swiss are always neutral.
Always neutral.
And this time he's not going to be neutral. He's in the pocket of team authority.
Which would bring out Zeb Coulter and Jack Swagger, and they would say, you know, we are proudly giving our support to Team Cena because we don't want the authority around here anymore. And if you do, then you're not a real American. And then we had Jack Swagger taking on Cesaro, which Jack Swagger came away with the win. I was expecting
Jack Swagger.
Cesaro.
No, see, remember they're burying Cesaro.
Oh yeah, the IWC is losing their fucking mind because Cesaro keeps losing.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck out.
Serial.
But then we got into Survivor Series. Our first
actual
match.
show.
We had a fatal 4-way for the tag team titles to open up the show. We had the Money Makers taking on the Matadors, taking on the Usos, taking on the champions, which were Stardust and Goldust. Awesome match.
This was a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
This was, I mean, the fact that the Matadors don't usually get that level very often.
Yeah, well, I feel like a lot of times I prefer quality over quantity in matches, especially tag teams, because, you know, a Fatal 4-Way regular match has 4 guys in it, but you make it a Fatal 4-Way tag team match, you have 8 guys running around.
That's true.
It has a tendency to get really messy, and this didn't really. This was good.
There was a lot of good, you know, multiple person spots. There was the backdrop. Goldust was going to give Fernando the backdrop, and then Diego jumped up to give him the back suplex off the top, and then Stardust did the power bomb and all kinds of dives to the outside and just all kinds of craziness. But the craziest part was that the Moneymakers walked away with the tag team titles.
Yeah, that aforementioned Tower of Doom-esque spot off the ropes led to one of the Usos hitting the Super Uso Splash. Miz blind tagged prior to the splash.
Would
corner post the Uso,
get a blind tag from Sandow.
And Sandow would win.
Yeah, Sandow gets the win, wins the tag team titles for him and The Miz. They were my wildcard team, but I'm not giving myself a point for this one, just because I didn't actually vote for them. I thought Gold and Stardust were going to retain, but they did not. A great way to start the pay-per-view.
I thought it was going to be the Matadors, and they just happened to be the only team that weren't involved in the closing spot.
Except for the...
I guess they were the Tower of Doom thing, but...
They were the segue into the finish, which was good. Then we had Team Fox taking on Team Page, our first of 2 Survivor Series matches. One team was...
I called this the Hottie Series
One
match.
team was obviously stronger than the other one, and it showed, because
I forgot about that.
Team Fox walked away with a clean sweep over Team Page. Page tried to run away.
Didn't work.
Before the end of the match. I believe Naomi and Natalya went and grabbed her and tossed her back in, and yeah. We knew that... Well,
we knew Cameron was going to get eliminated quick. But the whole team got eliminated fairly fast.
Yeah. And it was good.
Paige was really the only... Paige and Layla were the only 2 that put up any kind of a fight.
Well, yeah. I mean, Cameron isn't strong enough of a wrestler on her own yet, and Summer Rae isn't exactly the strongest wrestler on the roster. They did hold their own at certain times, though. I mean, it wasn't a bad match, but it definitely wasn't the best match of the night.
No.
There was definitely room for improvement here.
Mm-hmm.
Then moving on, we had Bray Wyatt versus Dean Ambrose. And this one, this was exactly what I wanted from this match.
Yeah.
I didn't want, this big, grandiose match between the 2. I wanted a taste of what these 2 could do to each other. And we got that. We got some back and forth action. Mm-hmm. We got, each one kind of had the advantage at one point. But then the steel chair gets introduced, and Bray's telling Dean, hit me, come on, I know you want to. And then, Dean's kind of like holding off. And then Bray's like, you don't have to do, we're not like them. You don't have to do this. And then he ends up hitting Bray. Anyway, so Bray Wyatt wins by disqualification.
Yeah, it was a good thing. Like, I like the fact that it was a toned-down match in comparison to what they could do.
Yes. Yeah, they could have
gone
all out.
And the fact that with as fast as they progressed the storyline, I kind of imagined that they were just going to explode at the match. And the fact they didn't make it like no DQ, it wasn't some sort of a stipulation match, was the only real thing to make it hang on to go, okay, well, it was just a plain match, so that leaves the room to open up for them to have a stipulation match or some other big match with rules or things on it later.
Which it did, because after the disqualification, Dean Ambrose, in true Ambrose fashion, would bring in tables. He would elbow drop Bray Wyatt through one. He would bring in more chairs. He'd bring in a ladder and
another table,
and Bray Wyatt would just be buried under all this stuff while Dean Ambrose is standing on top of the ladder. Ambrose
he tried to throw the ladder on Bray.
Yeah, he thought about it. The referees told him not to.
And it took like 4 referees apparently to hold the ladder up.
So
heavy ass ladder.
Bray Wyatt gets the win, but Dean Ambrose kind of gets the moral victory because he was standing on top at the end, and this gives us our
moral.
Hell yeah, it's moral in wrestling.
He gets the immoral victory.
Yeah, it's the only kind of victory Dean Ambrose likes, unless it's a title. But this would give us hopefully the main event of TLC. We now know that we have Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt in a TLC match.
Yeah, it was kind of like, I felt like they were supposed to get like maybe the tables match or something. And then Dean was like, no. I'm gonna bring everything into the ring.
So you have to give us this match. But it was good. It's exactly what I wanted. It didn't really give a defined, like, okay, this person won. They were, there wasn't a definition there, and it leads into what could possibly happen at TLC. And then we had an impromptu tag team match. We had the Bunny and Adam Rose back there playing with little action figures, and like, all right, this is what's gonna stop us from
fighting. It's gonna settle their disputes.
Settle our differences, and they start fighting with the action figures. And Slater Gator comes in.
Well, first of all, we're progressing the Adam Rose Bunny storyline here, because the Bunny starts getting the advantage, and Adam Rose makes him stop fighting.
Yeah.
Dick move, bro.
Well, he like reminded me. He goes, remember where I found you? Before you were with me, you were doing kids' birthday parties and blah, blah,
Which
blah.
is a far cry from being on the streets of New York and fighting Elbow.
Think Adam Rose is just throwing out bullshit now?
It's possible.
What's the real story, Adam Rose? What's your deal?
Never know.
But anyway, we'd have Slater Gator come in and get involved in the situation, which would lead to a tag team match later in the show where the Rosebuds, Adam Rose and the Bunny, would get the win. Wasn't very long.
Didn't have to be.
It was just...
Actually, Titus O'Neil was involved, so the shorter the better.
This is true.
That's how I felt about it.
But then we had the shortest match of the night, which was Nikki Bella going against AJ Lee for the Divas Championship.
And talk about a technical clinic.
Even there were all kinds of locks and
Hold, counter hold, and I mean, this match went probably almost an hour long.
Yeah. Well, it probably went an hour long because I'm sure that people had this one moment on loop for about an hour. We had Brie make out with AJ Lee to distract her long enough. She'd turn around into a forearm from Nikki.
The knockout forearm.
Nikki would hit the rack attack and would become the new Divas champion.
Yeah, I have a conspiracy theory about this. Because I'm saying that Daniel Bryan put Brie up to this.
Oh, okay, yeah. You
Daniel Bryan put Brie up to the kiss of death on AJ because of AJ giving Daniel Bryan the kiss of death at WrestleMania a few years ago.
Yep. It's all a Daniel Bryan conspiracy.
Which, in turn, is going to lead to the return of CM Punk to face Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. Please.
God, I hope so. But then we moved on to our main event. Team Cena taking on Team Authority. If Team Cena loses, everyone but Cena is fired. If the Authority loses, the Authority is out of power. And holy crap, was this a main event.
Yeah, this exceeded my expectations by a long shot. I mean, initially, like, we knew we were in for something because when, like, the introduction started, there was, like, an hour left in the show.
Yeah.
Or close to.
The introduction started right around 7 o'clock, and the whole show ended right at 8. So there was a full hour for this particular storyline. Not to mention, we forgot to mention we had the opening segment where Vince kind of lets Stephanie and Triple H know that they are completely removed from the show.
Yeah.
If they lose, they have no say in what happens on Raw or SmackDown.
They go back to their desk jobs at corporate.
Yeah, they go to corporate jobs, and that just gives them more reason to beat Cena.
Yeah.
But yeah, this match started off kind of slow.
Well, it started off really fast, actually. Because as soon as the bell rings, Mark Henry runs across the ring directly into Big Show's fist.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was the first elimination in like 30 seconds or less. I didn't count.
No.
The crowd didn't give us the Baron Corbin treatment.
No, no, it did not. Yeah.
But that was quick. It surprised me.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was very a la Shawn Michaels knocking out Mike Knox during that a couple years back.
And then if I'm not mistaken, the first person eliminated on Team Cena was Ryback?
Yes. They went for a while, yeah. After that, the match went on for a little while. Rollins kept, for some reason, Rollins kept wanting to tag in with all the big guys.
Every time the big guy...
He wanted to fight Ryback, he wanted to fight Eric Rowan, and he wanted to fight the Big Show.
But he didn't want to fight Cena or Ziggler.
He's dumb.
It's the bleach.
He's the captain, though, so yeah, I guess lead by example. Whatever, yeah, eventually there was a little, ref distraction, interference run thing, and everyone was doing jump in the ring, doing move things, and
Rollins hit him with the curb stomp, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we got the first elimination from Team Cena. Then the second elimination would be, well, I believe then we got, is that when we got, yeah, that's when we got Rusev running across the tables. Rusev goes for a splash on
Ziggler.
Ziggler moves and
Rusev belly
Rusev just goes straight through the Spanish announce table. And he gets counted out. So he's eliminated. And then we had the Eric Rowan elimination. I can't exactly remember how that happened. I think Luke Harper ended up getting him eliminated.
trying to remember who was left on the team. Kane.
Because I know.
I don't remember. Do you have them in your notes? Do you have Survivor Series notes?
I do not.
Ooh. Well, and we'll put it in the thingy. How did Eric Rowan get eliminated?
Yeah.
Tell us in the comments.
But then we were.
He got eliminated though. He was out.
So and then
I think Rowan was first, and then Rusev.
Maybe we'll go back
because the Ziggler being all blod out from the table thing, and then kind of led into the hot tag to Cena, which led into the Dolph Ziggler being on the outside for like 4 minutes, 5 minutes.
Oh, this is true.
Like unconscious on the ground.
Which this is where the tide turns at this point because
we're at 3-on-3 right now.
Yeah, we've got Ziggler knocked out on the outside. We've got Big Show and Cena who are both. Big Show's got some fight in him, but Cena's a little out of it at this point.
Yeah, Cena. Something happened to Cena. I don't remember, but Cena got hit with a big move.
Yeah. And opposing them, we still have Kane, Luke Harper, and Seth Rollins.
Who, none of them are injured in any capacity at this point.
Yeah, Team Authority is very fresh at this point. And Big Show makes the decision to knock out John Cena.
Yeah, he came in and kind of looked like he was side by side with John Cena, like, hey, we're going to fight together. And, because Cena was down in the ring, and that's when, like, Harper and Kane and Seth Rollins all got in at the same time.
Yeah, they were all like
they were going to triple team on Cena, and Big Show was all sweaty, gets up in the ring like, all right, John, get up. We got to fight these guys because Ziggler can't because he's dead. And Cena's on the ground, and Cena gets up barely, and Big Show just kind of reaches over and whacks him in the face.
Yeah. We'll get more on his decision once we get on to Raw.
But Seth Rollins pins Cena.
Yeah, Seth Rollins pins Cena and
eliminates him.
And Big Show walks away, getting himself counted out, which leaves Dolph Ziggler.
Shook Triple H's hand first.
Yeah, he did. He walked over, he shook Triple H's hand. Triple H and Stephanie, they're like, yeah, we've got it in the bag. There's only one guy left.
And I thought, why, Big Show? Why did you do that
to Dolph Ziggler?
900th heel turn.
No, it was his 4,853rd face/heel turn.
Oh.
You're a little off, but it's okay.
I know. Well, I lost track. I lost track.
But yeah, so this is where we get great. Okay, the Authority's winning here. That I thought that was it.
This seemed like the point of for sure that there was no way Team Cena was going to win.
I was voting for the Authority. Fuck it. At this point, it's Team Ziggler. There's no Team Cena.
Well, no, it was Team Cena, captained by Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah. Dolph Ziggler runs the motherfucking gauntlet.
Yeah, he eliminates.
Was Kane first?
He hits Kane with a zigzag and eliminates him, and he rolls up Luke Harper.
Yeah. After
wrestling each of them for about 7-8 minutes apiece.
Yeah, something like that. Which leaves him and Seth Rollins, which was unfucking believable.
These guys put on a blockbuster performance if there ever was one. If this was the time that says, hey, these guys need to be in the main event picture, this was the match that set it.
They are setting themselves up perfect timing because we know that WrestleMania season is right around the corner. Royal Rumble is creeping up on us.
Yeah.
And that puts, the fact that Seth Rollins already still has the Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
Dolph Ziggler now has solidified himself as give me the ball and I'll fucking run with it.
Yeah.
If there was ever a time to really, make that point, this was it. But we get, Seth Rollins is about to win. We're getting the interference from Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury.
Yeah, we had a spot. Ziggler hits the zigzag on Seth Rollins and goes for a pin, and Triple H yanks the referee out of the ring.
And then knocks the shit out of him.
And then, they call another referee, they beat him up a little bit, they call another referee down. All this stuff happens. Seth Rollins is, setting up to finish off Ziggler. Ziggler hits him with another zigzag. And this time, Triple H gets in the ring.
And elbow drops the
referee. And then picks up Ziggler, beats Ziggler up himself, hits a pedigree on him. We're getting ready for Triple H to, Triple H actually rolls Seth Rollins on top of Ziggler.
And waves out Scott Armstrong, who we haven't seen since they did the whole thing where
We found out that he was in the pocket of the Authority.
Yeah, when he framed Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan got stripped. That was the greatest part of this angle.
What's funny is I said it right as they were waving him down.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it's going to be the guy.
Yeah. And so, that was great. So Scott Armstrong comes...
I said the wrong name. I said Brad Armstrong, but...
You did. So Scott Armstrong comes down to start counting the 3. I believe Ziggler...
No, we got...
Ziggler
got at, right as he gets down and starts to count... All of a sudden we get this exploding noise.
Yeah, it was just all kinds of weird sounds.
And the lights start flickering, and a weird video starts showing up on the Tron.
And we get crows cawing. It's all black and white. It's just really intense music happens.
And then we get Sting.
What the fuck? We were over here losing our goddamn minds.
Yeah, I mean, I heard there were rumors that Sting was there at Survivor Series,
but I did not expect. I didn't expect him to be in full gimmick. To be involved in the situation.
I could have seen maybe if he was even in gimmick, show up and do he could have been on the panel, he could have done a promo, something, but to be involved in the end of the main event.
Yeah.
Swerve.
Then we get the face off with him and Triple H in the ring.
Triple H says, "What the fuck are you doing here?"
and Sting's just got this intense stare on his face.
Well, Triple H says that. I went because I watched it 2 times right after because I left here and then I went back and I watched it twice.
Mm.
And I watched the whole match through and then I went back and I watched the Sting part the second time.
Oh, okay.
And Triple H does that. What the fuck are you doing here? And Sting just goes, "What?" A little smirk on his face. He's like, "Huh?
What are you talking about? You knew I was here."
Yeah, and then Triple H goes for a punch. Sting ducks it. Triple H spins around, kicks him in the stomach, hits him with the Scorpion Death Drop, which Triple H died from.
Yeah, Triple H was dead. And on top of that, we also got Triple H got pushed into Stephanie.
So, no, the Cruiserweight division, J&J Security, got pushed into Stephanie on the apron, who then did a plancha onto Triple H.
Yes!
Which knocked Stephanie unconscious, apparently.
Yeah, Stephanie's unconscious. The J&J Security is down. Triple H is now knocked out from Sting. And we get Sting rolls Ziggler and Rollins back over. Ziggler's on top. The original referee gets back in the ring. 1, 2, 3. Dolph Ziggler is a sole survivor and puts the Authority out of business. I did not expect this much from this match, nor did I expect this much from this pay-per-view. But it was good all around. It was a very fun pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm. I give it an A.
An A on the Kevin Hawk report card. Mm-hmm. All right.
It's not often that they can pull something in a main event match that's a big-time surprise.
Yeah.
And they did that with Sting.
Well, and that's the thing is,
I felt like they were trying to do that when they had Bray Wyatt show up during the Hell in a Cell match.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, watching Bray Wyatt come in during the Hell in a Cell match, the Hell in a Cell match was so anticipated. Yeah. That when someone interfered at the end, I was like, I mean, yeah, Wyatt versus Ambrose is going to be a good feud, but
It ruined the idea of the match itself.
Yeah, I was like, why would they build up the Hell in a Cell match if it wasn't going to have a clean finish? If they were going to do, a singles match at the pay-per-view, I would be totally okay with, an interruption finish. But, this one was the one where it was like, oh, well, they already have all the guys in the storyline are there.
Yeah.
I thought the only other person that would have come out might have been Cesaro.
Or Randy Orton.
Yeah, or Randy Orton. They were in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Which is Randy Orton's hometown.
Which Randy Orton was actually in the back.
Yeah.
They just didn't use him. But yeah,
to have it be Sting.
This puts so much speculation on what is Sting going to do now. Now there's rumors that not only could he potentially face The Undertaker at Mania, but he could potentially face Triple H at Mania.
Yes.
Which would be another great match.
I heard one that he'll face Triple H at Royal Rumble.
And then
go to face Taker at Mania.
I am totally down for that. That would be awesome. But on the Tony Toxin rating scale, we got an 8 Hell in a Cells out of 10 Hell in a Cells for Survivor Series. Not sure why we rated it Hell in a Cells, but we did. And
Tony did.
We appreciate Tony Toxin giving us...
And I think You won.
No, it was me and Thomas Wolf, who is currently not here this week, tied with 4 points apiece.
Yeah, and I didn't win.
No.
2 weeks in a row. 2 pay-per-views in a
So
row.
I won Hell in a Cell. I tied Thomas with Survivor Series. I got to come out on top, so I got to do real good for TLC. But
I gotta do good for TLC.
Yeah, you gotta redeem yourself.
I haven't been at the top either of the 2 pay-per-views we've been doing this for.
Yeah. That is it for our Survivor Series review. We got all kinds of stuff coming up. We've got the Raw review. We've got our indie news, all of our normal stuff. But in the indie news, we have the return of the indie question. And also, instead of Thomas's top 5, because he couldn't be here, I'll be doing my top 5 rude moves, the WWE edition.
Say that 5 times fast.
I will not, because I couldn't say it once. All those videos are over there in the playlist that Kevin Hawk is dancing around. But yeah, go ahead and let the playlist keep playing. All of our information is down in the description down below. Like, favorite, subscribe. Check us out on all of our social media. And we'll see you at the Raw Review.